If you live in Kumasi, you'll be familiar with the Golden Tulip. But Golden Tulip used to call City Hotel way back. And this hotel was built in the 60s. I just came across a speech by Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, first president of Ghana, on the laying of the foundation stone of City Hotel in Kumasi, March 24, 1962. That's almost 60 years ago. I'll read it in full. Ladies and gentlemen, a few hours ago, I formally conferred the status of a city on the municipality of Kumasi. And now, we are met here this afternoon to lay the foundation stone of the first modern and up-to-date hotel in this region. The hotel industry in Ghana is a new development in the social and economic life of our country. Many of you here will remember the serious opposition we had to face when it was decided to build the Ambassador Hotel in Accra. Side note, the Ambassador Hotel is, of course, Mevipic Ambassador, that five-star hotel in Accra. I continue. The skeptics among us declared that the project was a waste of valuable funds. Others said the hotel would prove to be a white elephant and that it would never pay its way. Nevertheless, the government went ahead with the hotel project because we were then, as now, devoted to the economic, industrial, and technological progress of Ghana and her people. The results of our initiative, needless to say, have belied all the gloomy forebodings made at that time, and some of our severest critics have become the most regular and enthusiastic patrons of the Ambassador Hotel. It is the aim of the party and government to establish a chain of first-class hotels throughout the country, because we believe that the services which hotels provide represent an important contribution to the general development and industrialization of Ghana. The building of this hotel in Kumasi is a continuation of the policy which we have followed all along. We are shortly to form a Ghana Hotels Corporation, which will be responsible for the establishment and organization of hotels throughout the country. This corporation will work hand in hand with the Ghana Holiday and Tourist Agency, which has recently been established so as to make the best use of the tourist facilities available in the country. Kumasi has, from its earliest days, been an important meeting place of the road and rail systems of Ghana, and as such, it has come to be used as a traveler's rest. In this age of jet and space travel, however, when visitors are liable to drop in to see us from places as far removed from one another as Timbuktu and Tokyo, Kano and Moscow, Ouagadougou and New York, the time has come to build a modern hotel in this traditional crossroads city to accommodate these visitors in a fitting manner and in keeping with our traditional hospitality. Kumasi, with its rich cultural heritage, its great forests and natural beauty spots, will always be an attraction for visitors. But in addition to holidaymakers and sightseers, with the rapid development of commerce and industry, not only between the African states but between Africa and the territories outside our continent, the demand for hotel accommodation by businessmen and trade delegates will continue to increase. This new hotel therefore represents an essential development of the age in which we live. In recent years, Kumasi and the Ashanti region have played a distinctive role in Ghana's economic and industrial expansion. Many of our industrial projects have been sited here. The manufacture of biscuits and beer, two popular products, are undertaken by enterprising factories in Kumasi. Timber products have for a long time reflected the richness of Ashanti forests. A new and important industry which is being built up in this region is the jute factory that will produce more than 4 million cocoa bags a year, and thus put an end to the perennial shortage of cocoa bags which our farmers have to face during the peak periods of production in the cocoa season. In planning our industrial expansion, more and more emphasis will be placed on developing rural industries in such a way that factories can be planned as near to the available raw materials as possible, and so give the same opportunities for employment to the people who live in the rural areas as in the big town. So great has been the pace of development in Ghana that our 5-year plan has had to be abandoned because it failed to meet our urgent needs and aspirations. We are now engaged in preparing a new and comprehensive 7-year plan for the economic, industrial, agricultural, and technological development of the country. We hope to inaugurate this plan in January 1963. Thus, by 1970, the completion of the plan will coincide with the 10th anniversary of our republic. May I now draw your attention to an important matter. The direct participation of the government in industry appears to have created doubts about government's intentions in regard to the part that can be played by overseas capital and investments in the development of Ghana. With the conclusion of the Volta Loan Agreement, the government has received a large number of inquiries from business and finance interests from overseas, which demonstrate keenness to participate to an increasing degree in the development of the country's economy. It is appropriate, therefore, that I should take this opportunity to redefine the government's policy in regard to private enterprise and investment in general. It is a declared policy of the government to build a society in which the principles of social justice will be paramount. Towards this end, it will maintain its policy of economic planning and increasing participation in the nation's economic activity. We have decided, therefore, that in no sector of the economy will exclusive rights of operation in respect of any commodity be conferred on any single person, company, or establishment. All enterprises are expected to accept the economic policy of the government as the basis of the activity and to operate within the framework of the laws of the nation. The government recognizes 5 sectors, all operating side by side in the nation's economy. These sectors are: 1. State enterprises; 2. Enterprises owned by foreign interests; 3. Enterprises jointly owned by the state and foreign private interests; 4. Cooperatives; and 5. Small-scale Ghanaian private enterprises. State enterprises are the enterprises completely owned and operated by the state, and will include all enterprises managed under the direction of the competent governmental organs. Firstly, to ensure an ever-growing and steady employment for the people. Secondly, to increase national income and the revenues of the state in order to raise the living standards of the people, to expand and improve both education and health services. Thirdly, to have at the command of the state significant and growing stocks of commodities in order to be able to influence the market, this influence being aimed at the stabilization of the price level and that of currency. Lastly, to supply these services which the private sector does not wish or is not allowed to supply. The government accepts the operation in the country of large-scale enterprises by foreign interests, provided that they accept the following conditions. Firstly, that foreign private enterprises give the government the first option to buy their shares whenever it is intended to sell all or part of the equity capital. And secondly, that foreign private enterprises and enterprises jointly owned by the state and foreign private interests be required to reinvest 60% of their net profits in Ghana. Enterprises jointly owned by the state and foreign private interests will be operated jointly by government and private foreign interests, whose respective shares in the equity capital shall be agreed by both parties. Government will support and encourage the formation of cooperative enterprises of producers both in agriculture as well as in trade and industry. In order to encourage and utilize personal initiative and skill, Ghanaians can undertake small-scale enterprises provided that they are not nominees or sleeping partners of foreign interests. In future, the private small-scale personal enterprise sector will be exclusively reserved for Ghanaians. Foreign concerns already established in this sector will be allowed to continue operation on condition that they do not expand their present establishment and scale of operations. In future, therefore, there will be no room for overseas interests in the small-scale enterprises sector in Ghana. Our aim is to build up Ghana into a strong and progressive nation, economically, industrially, and technologically, and foreign private interests are invited to share in this development. We want to see that every citizen of Ghana has the opportunity to develop his or her abilities to the fullest extent in order to make maximum contribution to the country's development. We must realize that the strength and character of a nation depends on the quality of its citizens. It must be our aim, therefore, to build a state which will be universally acknowledged as honest and incorruptible. The state organizations and factories which we are daily establishing represent a great challenge to the energy and integrity of our people, whether they are in direct charge of such organizations or whether they are ordinary employees in the enterprises. If we are to succeed as a nation, every single one of us must be dedicated to the service of the state and our fellow men. Our state enterprises such as this hotel will provide employment of a very irresponsible nature to many Ghanaians. The state is entitled to expect loyalty, honesty, integrity, and good service from all those who will be employed in it. This is the least that we can expect. The state is, however, entitled to more than this. It requires maximum dedication to its service. The abuse of power through dishonesty is an abomination and should not be tolerated. The misuse of office for selfish ends is a crime against the party and the state, and it will be treated as such and dealt with accordingly. In initiating the construction of this hotel, I would like to express the hope that it will, on completion, become a vital and valuable link in the long chain of state enterprises which are becoming such a dominant feature of Ghana today, and that it will contribute to the economic and industrial development of our dear country. Ladies and gentlemen, I now have great pleasure in declaring the foundation stone of the City Hotel well and truly laid. And this was a speech delivered by President Kwame Nkrumah on the 24th of March 1962 in Kumasi, and it marked the laying of the foundation stone of City Hotel, which is now known as Golden Tulip, Kumasi. What do you think of the ideas that Osajifo expressed in this speech? I'd be interested to see your comments down below.